So if you're currently in a job that you hate, when should you quit your job to become a full-time freelancer or entrepreneur, whatever you want to do besides what you're currently doing? So the big thing that I would say is that it doesn't have to be an all or nothing thing. You don't have to go from working 40 hours a week at your job and then it cuts off and then you start this freelancing from zero. You can make it a gradual transition. I've mentioned in the past that towards the end of my office working career, I would kind of work for an hour or two on my writing in the afternoons on like a lazy Friday when I had nothing else to do. That's something that you can do, is work during the day when you have some extra time, or you can come home from work and do a bit of freelancing. I use writing as an example, but I guess any kind of freelancing. You can come home and do graphic design or whatever if you've got a few hours in the nights or the weekends. If you watch tons of TV or Netflix or something, just try and give up like an hour of that per day. If writing is a priority for you, make it a priority and set some time aside so you do it every night or every couple of nights. And then when you're thinking about making that transition from full-time to being an entrepreneur or a freelancer, make a budget and figure out exactly how much money you're going to need, how much money you're going to need per month. And then I would say you want to have at least 6 months of savings before you quit so that you can feel confident that if things don't take off right away, they probably won't. Things start up slowly. So have some money as like a buffer to keep you going in that interim period. And then have a budget and see how much you need. And then think about if you have a partner's income that you can rely on as well. So I had an agreement with my girlfriend, who's now my wife, that I would try this freelancing thing for 6 months. And if it didn't work, then I would apply and try and get a job in the field that I was in again. So that's good if you live with a partner who also has a full-time income. So it's not going to be totally on you. If you live by yourself, it's going to be harder to, it's just more risk that you could lose everything. So if you're on your own, I would say definitely play it more safe and really gradually build things up until your income either matches your current full-time income, or I would say try and make like at least 70% of what you make now. So that might mean a few months that you have to really work hard. You might be putting in 40 hours at your full-time job, and then you might be doing 30 or 40 hours on your freelance job when you get home, just to ramp that up, because you want to have 2 jobs going. So when you lose one, you're not having a huge hole in your financial situation. And the last thing I would say is that there's never a perfect time. So just pick a time. For me, I was thinking about this in like the winter, and I said, okay, I forget if it was the end or the start of June, I want to be out of this job and I'm doing this full time. So set a deadline and stick to it. If you're sure this is what you want to do, you want to get into running your own business, and that's what you want to do, just go for it. So if you found this helpful, if you could subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. If you have any questions about getting started, about being a freelance writer or freelancing or running your own business in general, leave me a comment and I'll help if I can. And I'll see you guys in the next video.